are watching Meiju Knits knitting podcast. My name is Meiju, and if you're new to my channel, I design knitwear and make knitting patterns. I live in Helsinki, Finland, and I have been making podcasts over a year now and making knitting patterns over 10 years now. So welcome to watch my podcast. You haven't heard me within 2 weeks. I have been really busy. I have been sick a little, not a COVID virus, but some other issues. And now that, as you can see, I'm not in my regular place. I'm not at home. I have this workplace that I have managed to have for the summer, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that soon. But I originally, when I was thinking about what I'm going to talk about in this video, since I haven't been podcasting over 2 weeks, I decided that this would be just a short, quick update what I have been up to and what I have been doing. But then when I started to think about a little bit more what I'm going to talk about, I realized that I have a lot of talk about. So I don't know how long this video will be, since I have a lot of talk about today. And actually I really tried to figure out what would be the first subject this video, but I'm just going to grab my knit. It's here. So I'm making a design for my book that I'm doing at the moment, and so I can't show you what I'm knitting more closely. But I have published a pattern this week. It's called Kerttu Cardigan, and now that I'm not at home, and actually I don't have the Kerttu Cardigan. It's I have the sample was knit by Kerttu's mother, and that's why I don't have the sample. The sample went straight for Kerttu. She's a teenage girl, and she got the cardigan that she wanted to have, and I designed it, and her mother knit the sample, and the pattern was published this week. I try to put some photos in the beginning of this video and somewhere here maybe. Kerttu is very simple cardigan. It starts with the little neck bands from the back neck, and they are knit sideways first, and then the fronts are knit to the armhole length. Then the back stitches are picked up from the fronts, and then the back is also knit to the armhole length, and then the body is joined in the round, so the bottom band kind of is knit simultaneously with the body parts, and the neck is shaped with V neck increases, and it's a cropped cardigan, so it's but it can be made as long as you want, because it's made from the top down, so it's easier to make more length if you want. Sleeves are shaped with the sleeve stitches are picked from the armholes, and knit also from the top down, and shaped with some decreases. So it's really simple cardigan with some interesting shaping because of the simultaneous neck bands. So that's what I published this week, and I'm going to publish a shawl that I have shown in the previous video, I think. It's the Tammila shawl called. I will publish it next week. And then I have one more pattern coming, individual pattern coming in this month. It's called Viljanen Cardigan. And the test knitting will stop on 15th, and then I will just translate the pattern and it will be published after the 15th, probably on 20th, I hope. So that's all for my patterns. The Viljanen cardigan sample is also not knit by me. It's knit by also Kerttu's mother. So that's something that I only have to show you from the photos then. We will have a photo shooting session next week. I have some other patterns that we are going to photo shoot, and some other patterns that I have already shown in my podcasts, but they haven't been yet photo shooted because of some issues with the weather. Since we are living in Finland, we still have cold days, even if it is already May. It has been some days ago. It was snowing again, and but there isn't snow anymore, so it didn't stay. The snow didn't stay, but still the weather is a bit chilly at the moment. But they have promised that there will be warmer days next week. Then again, I think it was the Finnish video, in the previous Finnish video. It was also 2 weeks ago. And the reason why I didn't make a video is that I have been writing patterns like a maniac, and for the book, and also I have been knitting, and then I have this rash. Actually, it's a bit showing. I have this shawl here trying to cover my rash, because 2 weeks ago, or is it almost 3 weeks ago already? Yes, it's probably 3 weeks already. We were bicycling with my husband, and something bit me in the ear. I really don't know what was it. It wasn't a bee, I think, but the doctor was speculating that it might have been, I don't know what it's in English, but it's if I translate it directly from Finnish to English, it's bird bug or bird fly. So yeah, something like that bit me, and my ear got infected so badly that I finally got antibiotics. I had to take some cortisone. Is it cortisone in English? I don't know. But I had to take some medicine because the allergic reaction was so bad. I had rash on my neck, and there is still some. It hasn't really gone away yet, but it's better now and it's not itchy anymore. And then I had some on my shoulder, over my whole ear. So I was kind of feeling that my other half of my head and neck was kind of swallowed, and I felt kind of really, well, not bad, but uncomfortable on my head. And that's why I'm not wearing earrings that I usually do, but I don't wear them now just because my ear still feels kind of weird. It's not swallowed anymore, but it feels weird. So that was the case with my bug bite. It's now better and I feel quite normal already, but at night, at least yesterday night, I was trying to sleep on this ear, and it still hurts, I think, a little, but it's better, and it doesn't look that bad anymore. I have some rash also on here, so it was unable to take any photo shoots because of my other half of my head was kind of not feeling well. So then about this place that I'm in, this is beautiful place. I feel like because this corona year has been really, really bad, and I haven't been away from home. Well, last summer we were visiting our summer cottage for a few days, but it's not the same thing. We don't have running water there. There is electricity but not running water, and it's kind of like you would go to a tent and live there. It's really well, it's something that it's nice if you like it. but I like it if the weather is good, but it usually isn't, so it's not that nice place to be. And it's really small cottage. It's my husband's mom's birthplace, so the houses there are really old, and they are kind of needed to be renovated, but there is no use to renovate them because they are so bad. So we have just made the cottage or the cabin more nice for us to be, not anything fancy. But this place, I'm always distracting my thoughts somewhere else while I'm trying to talk about this thing where I'm now. This was some place that a group of my friends decided to rent for this summer. So we have rented this together, and I have 10 days during May, June and July that I can use for being here and working here. So this is a really nice place. It almost feels like I'm how do you say, abroad, traveling somewhere, big city in Europe, because I live in northern Helsinki in a house which is quite different than living in a apartment like this. This is one room apartment, so as you can see there is the kitchen light there, and the bed behind me, and there is this cool fireplace over the back there, but I don't know if it's working, and there isn't any wood here. So this is really old building. I think this is almost 100 years old, and there are two beautiful windows in front of me, and this feels like I was traveling somewhere. I can now be here for a few days, and then I have some more days coming during May and June. I think I don't have any days left on July because I'm trying to use all my days in May and June. This morning I had a walk. Well, not morning, it was more like a lunch walk. I decided that I would take a walk. I forgot my lotion for my ear back home, so I decided that I would go to a pharmacist to get some medicine for my ear, and I did, and I take a nice walk in this area that we are now, and I grabbed some lunch. Of course, now that it's COVID-19 situation, I don't want to go to sit and eat on restaurants. We can dine outdoors, but it was so cold that it was impossible. So I picked up some lunch here and I ate here. I picked up a coffee from the corner coffee and did some grocery shopping, and then I have been writing a pattern the whole day. I have been responding some emails and did some test knitting, answering test knitters questions, and then I launched one test knitting today, and I'm about to launch another one. The other is for my book and the other is individual pattern. So it's all about work and knitting work, but I love it, and I really feel that I'm able to concentrate here more easily than at my home, because I have to stop to make food for my kids, and now I can just leave my knitting whenever I want and write patterns whenever I want. So these days are worth of gold for me, and how does the saying go? What worth of their weight of gold? Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm really happy that I had this chance to use this as a working place. Last night was kind of really a bit weird for me, because I haven't slept alone for so long, and since I'm old and I'm in a new place, sleeping is difficult, more difficult than it would have been when I was younger. So, and since this is an apartment, other people are living in the same building, so I was kind of not able to fall asleep right away. I was listening to the sounds of other people in their apartments, and this is really quiet street. There wasn't any noise of traffic noise at night, but still I kind of, and since this is an old house, there are kind of all kinds of noises of doors and floors and ceilings and everything. So I was kind of listening to those sounds at night. So I probably only slept around 4 hours last night. So I'm not the best of myself now, but I'm still happy. So about the bookmaking process, my goal was to update my bookmaking. I have 6 test knits going on now for my book, and the knit that I'm knitting now is the 7th. Then I have this shawl, which is still unfinished, but I cast on in the early days of making the book, so that's the 8th. I counted that I should make 1, 2, 3, at least 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 larger garments still, and currently I'm discussing about sample knitting. So I could write at least two patterns in a way that I wouldn't have to knit them by myself. They are kind of easy to write patterns in a way that I could write them by only making swatches and put them for sample knitters, and I'm kind of just preparing those patterns. I did the other this morning, and I'm hoping to make the next one next week, at least I hope so. So that would help me a lot with knitting. Then I should make some shawls and accessories, but there is still plenty of time. Then I have two more difficult patterns that I should concentrate on, and then I have some other knits that one of my sample knitters is doing at the moment or working on at the moment. So I'm hoping to publish them during this summer. So nothing much, but still interesting stuff for me, and a lot of happening in my life in a sense, but still the same. The bookmaking is kind of taking all my time at the moment. Yeah, that's about it. I'll try to stop for now. If you have any questions, please comment below the video. If you have any questions about the Kerttu Cardigan, I'm naming this episode by Kerttu Cardigan because I want to promote that cardigan since I just published it. So I'm hoping to make also new videos again when I publish the two more patterns this month. I know that I promised in the beginning of year, when I started to make this book, I promised that I would make a video once a week, but at least this bug bite that I had, I didn't felt so good of making videos, and then I also realized that I really should need more time to work on the patterns, so I decided that I wouldn't do a video for 2 weeks, but here I am again, and I'm hoping to make another video after I have published the shawl that I will publish next. One more thing, that knits that I'm wearing now. This is my Orkidea shawl. Orkidea means orchid in Finnish, and this is some merino sock yarn that I've used here. You can find the pattern on Ravelry or Payhip. And then below that I'm wearing Serigraphy sweater that I have published in the beginning of this year or last year. I can't remember. So it's one of my favorite sweaters. I really like to wear it. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and since I have been sick, I don't have any clips in the end of video. I think at least I can't find any clips for I can't remember that we haven't been anywhere within this, or at least I haven't been anywhere, but I'm now here, but I still haven't had chance to take any good clips, but this apartment is lovely. Bye, and see you again next time. Bye.